20 past. No, 5 minutes past 8. You lose, Clive FPV. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Drone Out. Tonight you're joined by Andrew / Frank.
Good evening.
Now's your chance to talk, Andy RC.
Hello, but what do you mean? What's 5 past 8 got anything to do with it?
Clive,
We're having sweepstakes and when we were going to start.
Yeah. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, Frank, go live. And he went live. We're also joined by Tony.
What's up?
Mr. Florida every 6 minutes. And everyone's favourite Curry Kitten, who also gave us a shout out and made a little video about Mini Airshow 5. Thank you very much.
I did. Hello, and any views expressed by any guests on the show are personal and may not reflect the views of any host or participant in the show, especially Andy RC.
It changes every week, but I love it.
We like to spice things up a bit.
And I'm Bright Sly Fly. How's it going, guys? How's it going?
Good.
Or how is Frank other than...
I'm alive.
Yes.
I have survived thus far. I have only one more day of work, and then it's pure Mini Airshow last minute dash last week of getting everything in place. Actually going to be going on site latest this
Saturday.
a week from now. Probably going to be on site earlier than Thursday at the moment. But yes, everything is falling into place. We have at the moment, let me have the very last up to date sign up list. We have
Win Davis is asking, hope we do a podcast. Oh, I think we're doing a live one, Win. Is that right, guys?
Jack's been absolutely breaking his back, making the announcements schedule happen just so that we can have a live audio. So thank you very much, Jack. And
Well, yeah, I have had more no's than since I've been on Tinder. Yes, it's
the guesses are the important ones. But yeah, we've got 14 teams signed up to the relay. So we've got EQRC, Halo RC, Hearts, Hooners, KCL, Magic Smoke, North London Massive. How is the proper way to say that? I can't remember.
Isn't that
There we go.
Isn't that LEG? North London Massive.
Well,
that's
if you see
Staines
who's
Massive.
I like the
you
way
guys
he
are
does
thinking,
the
you'll
Vulcan
understand.
symbol the wrong way round rather than the west side. You are so white, Andy RC.
I'm just not street like you, Jack.
He's not down with the kids.
Thank God we've got NJ, or it might as well be some sort of Ku Klux Klan meeting. Am I allowed to say that?
What is that? Is that the symbol for the KKK? Is it?
No, definitely
Let's
not.
not go down this rabbit
Yes,
hole.
now. Stop.
Stop talking,
Right,
Andy RC.
We've
No.
already read the disclaimer, so it's fine.
It's all right. We put the special NDRC clause in this week. He's okay.
Yeah.
Go nuts.
So North London Massive. That's not right, is it? How is it? What is it?
Massive.
Whatever.
Massive.
You'll know who's in that team when you get there, I'm sure, if he's wearing what I think he's going to be wearing. Old Gits, Quad Damage, Send Nudes, Woolies 1, 2, and 3, and X-Blades are going to be there on the team relay. So there's still a bit of time if you did want to have a last minute throw your hat in the ring in for a team relay. Then
How many spaces are left then?
so we've got 2 more team spaces. So if 2 more teams wanted to sign up, then they could.
So that's 8 more people.
Exactly. But the pilot packs have been sent out 20 minutes ago. So I'll have to manually check if anyone does sign up and send them out again. But so that is the team relay. What else have we got going on? So we have got on the field, we've got AZ Aerosports. So they're bringing along lots of some very shiny things. They've got these big 3D like extra 300. So like there's kind of the Red Bull Air Racer kind of things doing all their weird stunts, including they're bringing along, I'm told, quite a sizable pile of fireworks. So that could be entertaining.
Cool.
Steve
Can we
Holland,
fly through them? Can we fly through them?
you'll have to do your classic Tony bargaining, I think.
Okay, I'll bring a 50 quid
Not-
note.
Bargaining is not a replacement for the word bribing.
Steve Holland is bringing along some very big models, including massive Lancaster. I've seen this Lancaster
Wicked.
in person up close when we were doing the Battle of Britain Model Squadron thing, and yeah, it's a big old beast.
That sounds good.
That is going to be.
Is that the one that's got like 4 go-kart engines in
Yes.
it? That's how big it is.
Yeah.
That is well good. Do you reckon I could sit on it?
It would probably be able to. Yeah. I reckon you could climb in the Bombay.
I think it takes a few people. I think it takes a few people to stop it from taking off when they're tuning the motors. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a beast. I think that and the X class. I think you should convince him to fly in formation. That's what I reckon.
Sounds like a plan.
I have a feeling that the Lancaster might be a little bit more pricey than the X class.
A little bit.
I've got a surprise for the X class.
Oh no.
Don't be worried. It's all good. My friends are working on it as we speak.
Okay. Speaking of the X class, who else? So you've got you and your Fossil Frames Thor.
Mm-hmm.
What other X class? Are there any more confirmed?
I'm hoping that one of my friends who bought another X class for Thor is going to come, but he's not even flown it yet. So
Okay.
Sounds like the perfect time for a
and
reading.
there was someone I was talking to on Facebook, but I can't find him or anything. And he said he was going to come up and fly as well. So don't know if there'll be a race, but I've got something special to do when I fly. So
Yeah, that could be. I mean, the X class it looks fun anyway.
it's going to look fun and look even more fun.
What else
I'll tell
have
you
we got?
about it later.
We've got MWM Warbirds and models. So they're bringing not only their Warbirds, like the classic sort of Mustang. They have some quite interesting turbines and funky jets.
Oh, I might know some of those people.
You may well do. You are definitely in this crowd, Andy.
Is that fast jet coming? What's not a jet, but it was like 6S.
The fun jet.
Ridiculous. It was so fast.
I don't know. As Dan is running the flight line, I don't know how. Because I passed on the details of everyone who was there last year. I don't know what's going on. I haven't heard anything. It's not on the list, but it doesn't mean it's not. We've got obviously the freestyle competition, which Art is going to be running again, and I believe Tony has plans to. Yes, that could be entertaining.
Could be.
Is that where you live?
What?
What is that noise in the background?
Who?
Who?
The screaming child? I don't know.
That's probably where I'm staying.
I just went.
I'm not in a hotel or anything. I'm around my mates and he has babies. And there's an aircon on at the moment, so apologies.
Yeah, we're gonna have a bunch of different, hopefully commercial, like DJI type stuff. So there's going to be at the very least an Inspire 2, but I believe there's all sorts of things being drummed up for that. There's the Oddball 3000 and the Concourse d'Elegance, which Curry has rounded up some judges for. So anyone who's built something weird. So last year, the winner was Jacques with his flying car. The year before was Carlos with he had a scratch built speed racer Star Wars thing. What's the name for it? It's not the racer. It's the
X-Wing,
Speedo bike.
it's-
Pod Racer.
Speedo?
Speedo bike. That's what they called it, isn't it?
I can't remember. Something from Star Wars anyway was
The things from the Forest of Endor, is this what we're talking
yes, that's the one.
That's a
about? Are they
speeder
speeders?
bike.
They're
Yeah,
speeders,
yeah,
aren't they?
speeder. Yeah, what the
Yeah.
little bike things?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I thought it was a
Not
car.
speedo as in shorts that Germans wear in the pool.
I thought it was a car that looked up ladies' skirt.
Tony, how much to get you in a pair of speedos?
I don't know if you.
The question is how much to get him out of them.
Well, that's another subject. But maybe if we did some kind of raffle.
Right.
I've been drinking
to
in.
take it out.
I should have run this far. Sorry to have a bit of admin, a bit jarring, but next month on the 6th, we've got Simon Newton on the kitchen table,
Oh, awesome.
and it requires us all to get drunk. There will be drinking games because he's always got a
I'm practicing.
beverage on the table.
Yeah, but
It's
he's always.
normally wine, isn't it?
No, it's tea usually, isn't it?
Yeah.
With him?
Nah, we're gonna get.
I'm sure it was wine.
Frank's immune to drink now. He's built up his resistance to such a level. He has like a litre of vodka just for breakfast now.
I ask him like, "How are you?" He's like, "Nah," and I'm like, "What are you up to?" And he's like, "Drinking." I'm like,
Nothing wrong with that.
Frank, it's 4 a.m.
I was drinking water. So what else we got? Plan is to have the bring and buy sessions. So rather than having it there all day, we're going to concentrate it and have a mad panic buying from at the bring and buy.
Well, I can see if I can bring my hexacopter that I've tried to sell for the last 3 MA5, MA3, MA4, and MA5.
Mate, you might as well give it away, like.
Should we just smash it up in some LDO video or something?
Maybe you ought to fly it and detonate lots of fireworks and see if it explodes good.
Yeah, maybe I will do that then.
We have the Tiny Woovers. We're going to have a little mini race course and a workshop building some Tiny Woovers. So if you're a little kid or a big kid, you can have a go at making your own Tiny Woover. Then there's always going to be the Tiny Whooping in the evening. We've got quite a fancy marquee this year. It's a bit bigger than last year. Just so
Did
you
you
know.
steal it from a circus, Frank?
What? The marquee's bigger than last year? Which one? Because they were both massive. Frank?
You'll see.
Have you got something in common with UK shrimp? I.e., you've been on the cocaine again. What have you been spending?
Well, you know, there's no point scrimping on these things.
I like it.
So in the evenings we're going to be having the fun flies. We're going to be having at some point these fireworks. I'm sure we're going to have the Tiny Whooping and the marquees with Gav's setup that he's been working on for the past year, on top of what there was there last year. We're going to have Fraser's sound system playing out some music, which
Nice.
again has been worked on even more than it was last year. Plus, we are having a bar again this year.
Yay! It's back.
Tony's bar.
Edie's Bar.
What?
Come on, you must know that one, Andy RC. Edie's Bar.
Edie's bra, isn't it?
Yeah. Sorry.
So, on the note of the fact there being a bar, what time do the doors open?
Frank's got a whole new license, 24 hours.
25 hours a day.
No, but what time do the gates open on the Saturday, or is it always open?
Friday they open.
So, and then they're just open until
So we will have camping available from the Thursday evening. So if anyone does want to turn up very early and help with the setup on the Friday, you are very, very welcome.
I've got a question about camping.
Ooh, go ahead.
Is the camping £25 for per person, or is it per tent? So
it is for the pitch for the entire weekend, through from Thursday all the way through Monday.
Could pay for a pitch, and 7 people could sleep in that tent.
If you want to all camp next to each other, head and tail.
Is it next to each other though, or is it by a big tent, 7 people in the tent?
So we've got these fairly big pitches. Most tents will fit in this pitch, and if you want to stick that on there, then absolutely.
So what's her name then, Tony?
His name.
Good
I'm just
on
trying
you.
to save a bit of money, because obviously I've been spending a lot the last few days, and when I come back, I want to see if I can go down. Well, actually, I'm going down with 3 lads. So I have a surprise next Thursday. Who will be with me doing the show, and then I'm going down with him and then another guy, and we were just thinking about just all sleeping in one tent and saving money, if that's possible.
Absolutely.
Cool. So that's good.
Is there another show before this? There's another show.
Yeah, another Thursday, I'm sure there's going to be a show, isn't there?
Next Thursday there will be an LDO show, but I will not be there.
Frank won't be there, but
because you're there.
I will be.
Perhaps you could.
Can't we have a special guest live report from the field?
I was going to say yes. That's what we should do.
Yeah, I love seeing Frank with his microphone doing. This is us doing this now. Yes, Frank, you're not too drunk, and
I think it'll be better. Halfway through, he's chundering in a bush.
Only on LDO.
We'll see how the day is going.
How's the live stream gonna work? Is it just audio, or are you doing video?
There will be
That is
video.
a good point.
Oh, you should see.
What night is that going to be?
The work that has been put into this, into
God.
the video and
So we
audio
can't
and
fail
streaming
this
setup.
time.
It is.
One of my favorite ones that we did when we were all together in.
Oh, it was in the barn.
Not in the barn. Well, that one was good, but we were pretty much all together. Oh, apart from Wayne at Andy's folks' old house.
Just don't forget your microphones.
I really like the.
You don't. Fraser has a box of microphones. You don't need to bring more microphones.
I'm not bringing my microphone.
Yay! Because I've got the wrong sort of microphone anyway. You have these fancy XLR whatevers, don't you, or something?
Yeah.
Phantom power.
Yeah, I haven't got one of them.
Yeah, Fraser. There is already going to be an entire trade worth of audio gear. You do not need to bring more.
Thursday night live, and then what are we doing? Is Saturday or Friday night? Do we know yet?
We
are
are
Saturday night because it's actually on a Saturday as opposed to Friday, where it's just a sort of a setup thing.
Yeah, we're on Saturday night.
Right. So anyone who can't make it can tune in and watch us live from MA5 on Saturday night.
Yep.
Sweet.
And I've batteried up my softbox lights and all that sort of stuff.
Nice.
To help. So they run on 4S.
I'm sure we won't run out then.
Yeah.
Do they run on mains at all?
Yeah. No, DC only.
Do you have DC adapters?
No.
It might be
make some immediately.
Oh my god. Costs money. I'm gonna have to go to
anyway.
I might have to borrow your Amazon account.
There'd be
So-
enough. No, there'd be enough 4S batteries.
Sorry, I have an admin request. What time are we intended to do the LDO thing? As I have to go home that night at some point.
Oh, boo!
You do not want me in a field when there's other people in that
We've
field,
got a
else
pitch
no one will
for
sleep.
you. It's right
Eight
down the
till
other end.
9.
Oh, we're doing it from 8. We have to sort out tea.
You live so
You live
close.
40 minutes away.
It's a
Like,
drive when
oh,
you're
no,
hungry.
wifey, I'll be home at 8:40.
Well, how am I supposed to do the live stream if I'm going driving home during it? Do it from the car. Hello. Hello. Ah!
Maybe I could jiggle it around a little bit, but
I love it when you do jiggle it around.
That's not a thing you want to see.
if you're a good boy
That's pay-per-view.
and,
That is.
and help me with some setup stuff.
Jokervision in the chat said he's got LED lamps for filming if you need to help as well. Camera batteries and cigarette lighters, chargers.
Nice
Etc.
one.
Yeah, cool.
Thank
Can
you.
I just
Why does it not up anymore? Are people been atting me? I've got no orange bar when people at me.
I've got it, but I don't know how to do it back. So.
No,
That's weird.
it doesn't do it back. It does it. It highlights it automatically from your name.
Yeah,
Doesn't
mine's not
work.
doing that now.
Yeah,
Brian's done it to me, but I can't do it back.
mine's not actually either. Maybe it's broken again.
Oh man,
Stop breaking YouTube.
YouTube's gone goddamn awful.
It's
We're gonna get a community strike or something. Shh. The
We-
views of
we
the
love it.
people on the show aren't the views of the people on the show, or whatever it is we say.
Can I talk about Simon Newton for a second?
Can I just finish up and say if
No.
anyone is coming to Mini Airshow, so it will be set up on Friday, lots of stuff happening on Saturday, and some other stuff happening on Sunday. And if you're just coming along and spectating and having a chat and poking us, then it will be absolutely free to get in, free to park and everything. You pay for the bar and you pay for the food. That's about it. Or if you're going to buy stuff off of Airjacker, or hopefully a couple of other people are coming along and selling stuff as well. If you want to camp over, then it's 25 quid for the pitch for the entire event. And if you want to do the fun flight, then there's tickets for that as well, which I think off the top of my head is £15. And that'll get you into the freestyle competition. It'll get you into everything else, but you get one of those if you buy a camping pass as well. So just
How
so
much
you know.
are they?
So
The
camping
freestyle.
camping passes are £25. Fun flies are £15, but I'm doubting myself now, so I'm just going to check.
That's
We-
that.
I need to
Doubt yourself,
buy
yeah.
one of those.
I haven't even bought anything yet. When I get back, I'm coming back and I'm going to have to spend some more money.
Frank, am I allowed to bootleg? I've got some photos of Tony in his boxers.
Oh, God.
You know, when he was showering in the
Right.
in the shed
Yeah,
thing.
that was not even like, I didn't even give you permission. So
Yeah, but if I print them off glossy, can I sell them for Tony to sign? Can we have like a little Tony signing booth?
I don't think anyone's going to buy them. I need to
Prove me
plaster
wrong.
around
We will
the
buy
place
some.
and have fun.
I'm really
At
tempted
my
to look
expense.
into. Really tempted to look in. I know this is a bit Tony territory, but I'm really tempted to look into LDO like flasks or water bottles. I've got a contact.
I don't think we've actually got anything LDO to sell as well.
We've got Ladder's t-shirt and one hat left. And some badges.
Maybe we could throw that out into the two people watching live.
Just put it on the table with Tony's hexacopters. See if we get things going.
What did you want to know about Simon? Are you done, Frank?
Yeah, I am done.
What do you want to know about Simon Newton?
Well, I just wanted to know, is he coming on to talk about this £16.50 thing?
Oh, don't
Yes,
even.
and
You've gone there already, haven't you?
And commercial stuff, yes.
Because I know Simon Newton's very connected with all of that kind of stuff. So Yeah, is that what the idea is? It's gonna
more the LDO hip flasks. More sort of talking about commercial stuff, but he will have answers to questions that he'll have on his video. So he'll have more. Hopefully, he'll have a bit more of a relaxed chat about it. But that's with our fingers crossed.
And if this thing does come into place, who's going to pay the £16.50, or who's giving up?
I'm pretty much done.
I'm not giving up for £16.50. If you give up for £16.50, you're a beanhead. That's all I can say.
Unless Tony
I'd
wants
like to fight for
Tony, do you want to
our
own all
extra.
my drones, and then I'll just sign as a?
No,
Can I
'cause
put
you're
your
flying.
number on my quads?
No.
Well then,
How
fun
is
tax. It's a goddamn fun tax.
Yes, yeah, I agree, but I'm not letting £16.50 ruin my life or hobby. I love flying, and another £16.50 ain't going to ruin it for me. If I have to do it, I'll do it. I'm
Yes.
against it, but it ain't going to ruin it. It ain't going to stop.
Some people pay
it's
50 quid a month for their phone contract.
Exactly.
You know?
50 quid to watch rubbish propaganda from the TV, you beanheads. Just allow it. Just pay the £16.50 and get on with it.
£9 a month for the TV license.
Yeah.
And
Tony doesn't pay TV license.
No,
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, but that's because TV's crap.
Yeah, it's force-fed information of propaganda crap.
One of the concerns that I have seen raised about even just the £16.50, which is like the tiny tip of the iceberg, I think.
And we still should say it's a proposal, right? It's not a thing. It's not a set in stone.
Registration is definitely happening. It is in the law for November.
Yeah.
So you're going on a list along with food shopping, stuff to do, like Frank's to-do list that never ends, and paedophiles.
Stop
I just
looking
like.
Yeah, but Jack, do you own a car?
Yeah.
Does it have a registration plate?
Yeah.
Do you have a driving license?
Yeah.
Then all of that is the same.
But you know, can you? The thing is, with a car,
you pay car tax.
Very big. Yeah, and they provide roads, and I'm allowed to park on stuff.
Yeah, but you have to pay for that when you get there anyway, unless it's Sainsbury's and you ain't going to be there 2 hours.
Yeah, but it's way easier to kill people with a car than it is with a little quadcopter. And the other side of it is, if you do naughty stuff, it's easier in a car, easier to track in a car. Whereas anyone can buy quad isn't going to stop. £16.50 is not going to stop anyone malicious from doing anything. They don't even pay it.
The point is, it's hard to tell. You know, if a policeman at the moment. Oh yeah, hold on.
Hello, NJ. How you doing, sexy?
Hold on, I need to present Jack before he lights something on fire.
It's fine, I'll wait for you.
There we go. Presented now.
NJ's going to be paying his £16.50.
This one's for you, Tony.
Wow.
Oh, fucking hell, that's a bit.
Yeah, it's big, isn't it? Yeah, thank you.
Did that struggle to get in focus then?
Andy.
So, what did you say? Oh, Jesus.
But yeah,
they last a long time, don't they? They're not from Asda.
No.
The whole registration thing isn't to stop people from flying. It's so that when someone is stopped flying because a policeman thinks that they're probably doing something naughty, instead of having to argue whether or not it's 250 grams, well, they still have to argue that actually, but instead of arguing is it 405 feet or 395 feet or whatever else, it's just, are you registered? Yes. Then okay, then we might have to look if it's very clear or not you're doing something. But if you're not even registered, then it's very easy. Well, you're doing it wrong.
Well,
come with me.
Call me cynical, but I don't believe that's the idea behind it. I think the idea behind it is tell the public we've done something,
Yes.
and it matters not if it's ineffective, which of course it is.
Can I butt in?
Go on then.
DL says £16.50 is a good night out where I come from. So he's obviously from up north.
Yeah, it's a
So
cheap night out
shout
down here.
shout
What's that?
out.
A drink and a half?
Shout out from to where you're from, bro.
That's 2 minutes of fun in Frank's mouth in London.
Well, that's a week's food shop over here. That is.
Wow. Okay. Not sure how to take that, but
Well, I took it my mind. It's quite funny.
I mean, it drinks his alcohol. It's a mouthful. £16.
right. I'm glad you clarified that.
Thanks, Jack.
But
I think it
a
would
lot of
always be
people
fun in Frank's
who
mouth.
are commercial flyers, i.e., with PFCOs or previously P4s, they are saying that CAA say it's £16.50 this year, but you wait till you see next year because apparently they've been hiking the prices for registration and renewal every year, so it's now like 4 times what it was not that long ago.
There was certainly a good point made by Bruce on his video about why is it this much money. So there's the whole thing about the user pays for it. So anybody, the idea is that the people that need to be registered have to pay for the infrastructure, but it's not like they're going to have to buy, whole new buildings and computers to do this in. The government and the CIA have websites, they have infrastructure already there, they have developers there. It's sort of a short bit of work to sort of put something there with, under 200,000 users, which will log on once a year.
I don't think it's that at all, though. I think you're absolutely right in what you say, but I think it's more about the fact that they're recouping costs, that they've burnt so much money.
So do you think they've already spent the cost on all these
God,
consultants?
They
and
have.
some. They've spent, it's just millions, isn't it, that they've already spent on, God knows what, as well as all these drone deterrent systems and detection systems and whatever fancy name they want to come up with for something that's an ineffective waste of money.
That's NJ, by the way, if you're listening to this audio only. He's very sexy.
Audio only.
We're probably
Do
paying...
people listen to audio only?
Yeah, man.
Really?
A lot of people listen to this on audio.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Hold on, let's just stop there. Have you got any of them specs, Frank?
Well,
the
there's
audio?
statistics on the podcast.
Yeah, you've changed your password. I can't remember what it was. You'll have to
No, I
leave it
haven't.
to me.
Same as what it was.
Okay.
Well, I
I've
think
clearly
it's-
forgotten.
I think it's in the like 5,000 a month.
Yeah, we are probably paying the for the fiasco financially of Gatwick when there wasn't even a drone there.
But this
But
was all
how
in
do they
being-
justify it for every year, though? Because it's like, okay,
Once you're
let's
on the
say they've
list,
paid
that's
for the
it.
consultants, but next year it's like, okay, you've already bought the computer or whatever, you've got the website running. Why is it costing another 2.8 million to keep it going?
I think it's £16.50, so it's like a Christmas list. So the Rozzers can come round, kick your fucking door in, kick your dog in. Sorry for cussing. Keep you in custody for 36 hours, and then leak all your stuff to the press. I can't.
Let's hope they've learned from that.
I honestly, I can't wait till Janet's walking little scruffy in the park and she demands to see your credentials.
Now I'm just
And I can
picturing
just
you
imagine the
talking.
profanities that are going to come out of Tony's mouth at her, being, "You're not an authority. I don't need to show you that. Don't make me show you my bottom." And then it's going to escalate to something else, and then everyone's going to get arrested.
I will pay for you to get a tattoo saying I'm not paying $16.50 on your ass, and give you £100.
So ironically, it's
Done.
probably a lot more than £16.50.
Jack, do it, and I'll pay for it.
Fine, I'll get Annecy to do it.
So
Well,
when
if
someone
you
asks
do
to
it-
see your credentials, you can just take your pants down and it just says, "I'm not paying £16.50." Well, that works on so many levels. Make this happen.
Let's do it.
Wow.
Yeah, no.
The thing is, though, at the moment, I haven't had a single case where I've been flying and a policeman has come up to me. So I was saying that once this comes into place, they are going to go out of their way rather than catching muggers and things.
Yeah, because look, you're a big noisy noise thing sat in the middle of the field, right? Not moving anywhere, and there's a chance to get up to £1,000 fine.
Or 5 years in prison, I believe. Or if you actually cause some damage, then unlimited on both.
What, unlimited time in prison?
Yeah, if you take out,
God, if you worrying now.
Yeah,
if you
it's
crash
mental.
into if you do manage to like have an airprox incident, that not even an airprox, but if you crash into a plane, yes, unlimited.
It's not going to really happen, is it?
You've
That is such a slim chance.
I love the phrasing of that, unlimited time in prison. It's like that thing where you go to Pizza Hut and they're like unlimited refills of Coca-Cola.
But you can only have 2.
Yeah,
unlimited time in prison. Stay as long as you like.
You
We'll
might
pay for
as
that
well
too.
go
Taxpayers
to
will pay for
North
that.
Korea, because you get 5 years for ripping down a poster, and you come out with brain hemorrhage, in a coma, and then you die in the next 5 hours. It'll be less painful than unlimited time in prison.
Look, let's just face it. At the moment, there's hardly any place. Like I said before, I had a break out for 6 months and had about numerous police behind me and never got pulled over. Can you seriously see a policeman stopping and then walking to the middle of a field with a bunch of idiots flying drones? And they ain't just not going to police it.
It's kind of going to depend, isn't it, on the circumstances. Most of us are flying in quite remote areas, and it would take an awful lot just to describe. Like, someone called the police. There's this guy in this field. What field? You know, the one by that road, which is in the other field.
So
isn't there random names?
£16.50 is actually going to go towards marketing. What 3 words?
Go fuck yourself. No.
No, I mean the mapping scheme.
The 3 words, like Pixie lamppost Trevor.
Yeah.
Something, isn't it? They've gridded the whole of the UK out, and
It's the whole world, isn't it?
Is it the whole world? And
yeah.
Oh God.
It's easy because it's flat, so.
Joe Public will use it against you. Yeah, it just seems like a lot of hassle.
Yes, it's a lot of hassle.
I think people who are flying, still the depart flyers that come into contact with the public, are going to have potentially more of hassle from the sort of the busybody, or the like, I'm informed and I know about this stuff, therefore you're doing wrongness now. But if you're in the middle of nowhere, I think you're probably okay.
I agree with that, which is why I also think certainly in the near future it will, and we're seeing this already, but it's definitely going to drive the sub 250 class even harder, and you know it's already heading that way with vigor.
But that's not even a solution, because the old Rozzers, if there is an issue, the old Rozzers will show up, right, and then no one will know how much it weighs because they don't carry little scales around with them.
Right.
And they'll end up
everybody gets scales and carry them themselves.
And then they'll just end up taking the thing off you and then checking it. The other thing is none of us fly 25 milliwatt. We may or may not.
I do.
I definitely do.
Do you know what? I can wholeheartedly stand testament to Andrew's words when he said, I fly 25 milliwatts. He absolutely does. When we went flying, there was just this massive long wooded path. Actually, it's one of my videos that I put up not that long ago. So we went out flying up in Thetford, and there was this massive long path, which is in my video, where we just screamed down it, and it was, it's a pretty long stretch, whatever that was. I'm trying to think what that was in feet, but it was pretty decent. And you just decide, right, I'm going to go for it, and sort of head straight down
until I started to slow down, and obviously because my antenna's like angle back. So as
it
I
was-
slowed down, the more my video got
No.
worse
It
until
was
I saw
fine.
a power line and was like, "Oh, I got to kill this."
Yeah, it was fine until it wasn't, and then it
Yeah.
really wasn't. There was just nothing. It's like,
I need to go there, MJ. That looked like I love that spot on your videos. It looked
But
Yeah,
great.
it was a
the
very
thing
cool
is,
spot.
as far as milliwatts power go, the police are tasked with investigating like a drone offence. They're not tasked with enforcing Ofcom things, which you have to get someone from Ofcom out to do something and say, we need to track down this person and do something about it.
Because also they don't
Surely.
know if you're something that's 25 milliwatts, like 500 meters away, or 100 milliwatts a kilometer away. So unless they actually know where you are, they can't know what milliwatts you're putting out anyway. So
Sounds
Well, no,
like
It just feels like
cities.
the official power to prosecute at a level where the public will shut up about it all, and then it will all go quiet, and media will move on, and there'll be hysteria over something else. I think that's honestly what's going to happen. I don't think it's not going to affect us as much. It's just we've got to be a little more vigilant, a little bit more thoughtful about where we fly at the
Yeah,
minute.
Yeah, all right. But with not mentioning the G word, apparently that there was some flights cancelled, and they were flying outside the exclusion zone.
I think that was me. I was
I
down
love
here
that.
outside now, admittedly, I'm about 100 miles away from the exclusion zone, but I was outside the exclusion zone, so that could have been me. My fault. Sorry, guys.
what the guys are talking about here is last week there was
Gatwick.
cancellations at Gatwick and flights diverted, and to begin with it was reported as 15 minutes of delay, and then later it was reported as 3 hours of delay, a few days later, which seems odd, but either way there's all these massive headlines saying, "Oh, drones cause problems again," and then if you actually read the article, which most people don't, fair enough,
That's why we have you, Frank.
it
to tell
says it was they investigated an object that was outside their 3 kilometer exclusion zone, or 5 kilometers, or whatever it was. It was just an object that they couldn't confirm. Like even Gatwick Airport didn't say it was a drone, and they didn't say that it was anywhere near them. And they said, we did a risk assessment and said, yeah, doesn't matter. So
It's
that
insane.
was
Weird,
the news that day.
But it's a headline, isn't it? And it
The
will sell a
headline
couple of
said,
papers
"Drones
and a few
cause
ads.
havoc again."
Yeah, they'll get bored eventually. Damn press.
If
Do
only
you,
they concentrate on something like all the stabbings that keep happening in London. That
I was-
doesn't need to be
yeah,
as hysterical.
In the past year, 3 people within a few hundred meters of me at the time have been shot. Like that surely should be higher up the headlines than
Yeah.
someone flies drone, possibly, maybe,
Well, that's
or
a
something
remote
else.
stabbing, isn't it?
The
Oh
interesting
no,
thing
sorry, I
about
thought you meant you were.
shooting somebody is that there is a finite level of prison
Oh,
sentence you'll have. Unlike if you fly a drone, it could be unlimited.
Also, gun registration's £9, not £16.
Talking of guns,
So let's all just get
I've
guns.
got
What have you?
It's got brass.
What have you found in the back garden?
I went out for a walk.
Oi, oi,
and
Dom. Let's send
Right,
you a
listen.
link, mate. This will be interesting. Find out what Dom has to say.
This one's a Luger from a German gun, I presume. And this one's just a 2.2. It's just everywhere.
Yeah.
Do you think
That killed
Ofcom?
it.
Do you think
Good
Ofcom,
presentation, Tony. Thank you for that.
Show and tell with Tony
No
from
worries.
Class
I went into
5.
the woods and I found these.
Now my
Whilst
secret
I was
bullet
being an
collection.
American dead hooker, I
Good
found
luck
these
getting-
punk hastings.
I can bring you them home if you like.
Good luck
Yes,
getting those.
Take
two
it in your
shots
hand luggage.
then.
But yeah, there is a massive call to action that's been put out by all the UK Model Flying Associations. So this is the British Model Flying Association, the BMFA. It is also FPV UK, and it's the Large Model Association and the Scottish Aero Modelers Association. I think that's what it's called, SAA. So that's all 4 of them met up on Tuesday evening to say what the hell is going on. because in that announcement that everyone's had the £16.50, that was just like the first paragraph. There was like 3 pages, and they've read the other pages and gone, this is really bad news, you know. And basically they're worried because there's no communication happening anymore between the CAA and the UK Model Flying Associations, and so they're like, we're sending messages, we're not hearing anything back. This is all falling apart. They're just going ahead and not listening to us at all. What we need now is to work together and get every member of all these organizations, so all the pilots in BMFA and FPV UK and SIA and the LMA, we need them all to contact all the various people. So there is a document that each one has put out, which says basically why they're worried, and it also says please contact all these people. So various people in, I mean, mainly your local MP. That is, please email your local MP, which you can find out by going to They Work For You, I think is the website. Theyworkforyou.com. There you go, and you can find out your local MP if you don't already know.
None of them work for any of us.
Well,
Here, Tony.
there is that.
They work for themselves.
Yep.
You know, we've
Did you all
got
vote?
Mm-hmm.
my local elections, because I'm in London, or not local. Where is it? I can't remember. Whatever it is, the elections that I can vote in that aren't the general election aren't held on today for some reason. They're
I was
held in
going to
like
say
3 weeks' time.
mine was today.
Yeah,
I
most
got
of the
mine.
rest of the country is, but London is
Totally
late for some
pointless
reason.
nowadays. It's dead.
Yeah, well, either way, we just need to cause a stink.
Now,
Or do you want me to
I
go
wouldn't
down
like
there
to-
and fart?
I wouldn't like to discourage anybody from doing it, but my cynical point of view after the last lot of consultation thing says, yeah, we'll put it out for consultation because that's what we have to do. We'll gather the answers, we'll write them down, and then we'll ignore everything everybody said and do what we like.
Exactly. So that is the second thing. So there is a consultation that CAA have put out at the moment about the £16.50 and everything else. So that is one thing that you can do, is respond to that, which takes no time at all, because it's
3 pages.
it's
Well,
not
2.5.
even 3 pages. It's like, answer these questions. Thank you. We've officially ticked our box that we've put out a consultation, and it's yeah. Don't do it to show that you exist, but it's a pretty unhelpful consultation. But the main thing is to try and get a bit more noise at local MPs, so that they can bother the CAA and the DFT. And as Didactylos in the chat says, don't use form letters or copy pasting or anything like that for these emails or messages to MPs, because that just gets spam filtered out.
Sorry, I've just read Mr. Fruity Cake's suggestion about mass crash your drone into the House of Parliament, which obviously we wouldn't recommend, but I've got the mental picture in my head of all these things hitting them as a protest.
It would be fun.
Which would be fun, wouldn't it? Let's face it.
Well, they're rebuilding it soon anyway. I'm sure they won't mind us helping.
I was going to say,
pull
that
it
place is
apart.
disintegrating, isn't it?
Yeah, but yes, individual, even if it's a very simple few lines to your local MP saying, I think this is terrible, contact the BMFA for more information or something.
Or,
Just like, please write an email to your local MP saying this is rubbish and they need to rethink it.
Because like the BMFA already exists in FPV UK, I think, and when we talk about this 16 quid or whatever, it's for anything that flies. Doesn't have to even have a camera on it. They're saying if it flies, then it's 16 quid.
At the moment, even to the point of control line.
Yeah, exactly. So then, because
All paper aeroplane.
Speaking to
Include
local
passenger jets.
well, speaking to people, they're like, well, kind of the BMFA. If you signed up to the BMFA, surely that shows that you're serious enough to care about safety and insurance, and so I think a lot of people will end up deserting them. So surely it's in like the BMFA's interest to strike some sort of deal that if you are like a member of these organizations that you shouldn't have to pay this.
And the European Aviation Safety Authority guideline framework, which is what this whole thing is supposedly written under, says specifically that it should allow for the national associations, these sort of things, to work with them so that we're not copy and pasting, having everyone do two things at the same time. And BMFA have been like, okay, good, we're gonna do this. How do we do that? And just absolute silence and not get anything back, which is kind of why they're concerned.
Do you know what I'm interested in actually is I'd really like to know, not that I think we'd get maybe an answer from the BMFA, although I don't see why it would harm to let us know, is how many people are, because I know personally of a fair few people that have just said, this is ridiculous, I'm out, and have just walked away from the hobby and from the BMFA and from the whole thing. And I'd love to know if there's statistically, if there's something there that's noticeable. I mean, I guess maybe even Simon Dale might have that information with FPV UK as well. He may have noticed that with all this coming in, people just disappearing, saying I'm going to do something else.
Or
in
coming
France,
off the list and still flying.
In France, I read somewhere that their registration thing and their numbers dropped. I can't remember my source.
I did a sort of survey on YouTube using a little YouTube survey tool a few months ago when it first came out, and only like 400 people, but 35% saying we're not doing it. Only 3% said they're sort of selling up and going somewhere else, but the majority of people either wanted to say no, not registering no matter what, as opposed to people that thought it was a good idea. Although there are a few people also saying we're going to wait and see, but could be bravado. But there's certainly a lot of kickback, and you certainly do get the impression from people that it's not worth the hassle. It's supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
And I don't want to, so people who are flying in more public areas, they just, they're there for fun. They don't want to be hassled by every member of the public saying, "Where's your registration? I'm calling the police."
There's a point in that curve, though, that the bit that worries me is there's a point, as you say, you get the kickback, you get where everyone goes, hang on, you're ruining our hobby, we've done nothing wrong, and there's a lot of positivity in what we do, and it, even down to people who, you see people that are, for instance, wheelchair bound, and like this is just the greatest thing ever for them. There's so many positive things from it, but what happens when you get past that point where it's like you rebel from it, you try and protect it, but then there are people who be like, this is now getting ridiculous. Every step we take to rebel against this is falling on deaf ears, and it's just this cascadance of it falling on deaf ears again and again and again, and these consultations basically kind of coming to nothing from our side. That's when I think we'll start to see that figure reveal itself, when people 2-3 times down the road, it's like, right, that's it, I've now officially had enough of this. So yeah, I think that particular space is I think we're on the cusp of where we might start to see people just vanish from the hobby, which is obviously terribly sad.
The other concern I have.
Yeah, just a couple of thoughts on that. I mean, from my own point of view, since all the pushback on Hidden Valley a couple of years ago, it definitely tempered my flying, just because I'd got so acclimatized to having such a comfortable, safe place to fly in all the time. And now, because I guess you guys are all flying in a lot of places for a period of time when I was just flying at Hidden Valley, I don't necessarily feel I know the other places. So it just curtailed my flying, because I don't know where I feel comfortable flying without some twat with a dog coming in just thinking I'm trying to bring down passenger jets or whatever it is. But more sensibly, I think in terms of statistics, I think what Simon Dale's up to at the moment with the Flight Safety Board is spot on. I think statistics are always key for policymakers, and I think Simon's working with the Flight Safety Board to actually try and get some real measure on whether these drone incidents are real drone incidents or not. And I think it's without saving the hobby isn't going to change policy. Arguing that you're creating industry used to do that, but now it's all sort of bottlenecked up into whether somebody can get a big backhander from Amazon or not, and that's pretty much it in my sort of narrow field. I think it's commercial drone pilots flying cameras for the odd bit of 5 minutes on a country watch show and so on. They're not really kind of a big enough lobby to turn the politicians' heads. Whereas all the people who are apparently pissed off for not getting a flight at Gatwick, those are the people we've really got to change the hearts and minds of in policy.
Yeah,
and
agreed.
telling them that the hobbyists aren't flying drones anymore doesn't make a lot of goods. And at the end of the day, the MPs care shag all for anything apart from whether they're going to say something that the voters might pottle down to the voting booths and vote for. And I just don't think, sadly, that's going to be the hobbyists. So trying to prove that the incident at Gatwick was more or less a sales pitch for the anti-drone measures, which don't work. Trying to prove some of the pseudo-conspiracy theories are actually true. I think those things could be much more embarrassing for policymakers. And I think if people start seeing incidents getting reported in the press, doing what Andrew's doing what Simon's doing, and getting across those, and producing the counter evidence as quickly as possible.
Yes.
Those things are critical. Those things will put egg on the faces of politicians who will eventually stand up and say, "This is stupid. We're wasting £5 million of public purse on it. Counter drone measures, which are just vaporware." That's embarrassing to politicians. I think it's about putting them on the spot in the same way that they freely put us on the spot for enjoying flying. That's my
yeah, no, that's really, really good point. Really well made. I will just give a little shout out to one comment in the chat, which is Gigawatts saying, being disabled myself, FPV, one of the only things that has not already had that I have not already had taken away from me. I would be crushed if I ever had to give it up. I mean, things like that sort of say it all, really. We all love it as much as we do, but there are people where it means it's on another level of importance for people where it won't be for us.
Andrew will know this. Has anyone put forward a proper sort of pitch to any government body to set up a pen testing group to penetration test these £5 million counter drone measures, which are just spunking public purse, which should be spent on primary schools and things?
I have not heard of anything myself other than what you were involved in.
Well, I think we should get that together because, personally, I'd quite like to find that quiet 2 hours at 2 a.m. to see if we can land a drone on Gatwick Airport with the police's permission, but to see if these drone measures actually do anything, because I think they're vaporware, and I think that money would be much better spent on
that would be a great storyline, wouldn't it?
Do you know what? I'd love to see if anyone even phones it in.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it might possibly be a drone dowsing rod.
Well, I've also noticed that the army took that back. They only the one that they had up there, they loaned to Gatwick, didn't they? They only had it for 3 months till March. So obviously, drone flyers only attack in the first quarter of the year. So,
but it's warm. Only come out when the warm weather starts.
Yeah, exactly. When it's nice flyable weather, we all go and hide.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Because one of the things that has been said is about going back to the actual registration database and the cost that's gone into that. One of the things that I saw mentioned to someone was that they're gonna have to, they've probably overspec'd it massively, or whatever they've put together, because they've given themselves basically a month to sign up everyone. I don't know how scalable these sort of things are as to whether...
It's probably a Google sheet which KPMG charged 25 million quid for.
probably.
What were your concerns earlier? Because you said before Dom started talking, you said, "Oh, my concerns are." Can you remember, Frank?
Have another swig.
Swinging from the inspirational bottle.
Yep. Now,
Yeah.
go.
Go.
Nope. Sorry. Let's have a look in the chat. Didn't the supposed sighting happen the day after the anti-drone tech left Gatwick? Oh, what you mean the one last week?
Yeah, it's probably
It was probably from the same company who wanted
The irony of this anti-drone tech is it seems to be able to allegedly hone in on the drone to at least video it, and that could be the only evidence that a drone actually exists. And every time they take it away, it keeps showing back up again. It's like it's hiding from the cameras. It's bizarre
actually
coincidence, isn't it? Yeah.
It's actually my company, and I'm the salesman. And every time I just ring up 999 and say, "I've just seen a drone at Gatwick. Job done." It's
Yeah.
another sale. It's easy.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe it's a quantum level of drone. Maybe maybe it stops existing when it's observed.
Yeah, it's both there and not there at the same time.
Yeah.
The Jack Berg uncertainty principle. Perfect. I like it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not
I've got a
a
lot of
brilliant note to end on, but
No, I was going to say we're going to have to
I'll
just
tell
cheer
you,
things up a
I'll
bit.
leave it on a good note. I make a commitment that when I get, I'm away at a conference next week, but when I get back, I'll get in touch with the CS and the counter-terrorism lot that I did that project with 18 months ago, and that involved some pretty heavyweight people. And I'll see if anyone out there is up for letting us do a bit of pen testing, and then we'll come back on.
LDO lands on Gatwick roof without getting taken down by the drone thing would be what that would be so good.
They'll arrest us anyway. No, we'll do it and be like, "Have you paid your £16? Get in the van."
And then you just show them your
show them
ass.
tattoo.
There's a caveat. I'll be totally up for it, but I need that removed and the £100, and my arse is yours.
I'm
Wow.
definitely up for it, Jack. If you've got a bottle to do that and show it on LDO, I'll definitely pay for it.
LDO
Good for the
Instagram.
ratings, yeah.
Well, I tell
Let's
you
get-
what you don't have to register for, and that is turning up to Mini Airshow next
Yeah,
Nice.
weekend.
Good way.
everyone, come and see us.
Yeah, definitely going to be there.
Oh, Andy, is it free for spectators? Frank?
Yes,
Sorry.
it is. It
Yeah,
is still
cool.
free for spectators.
I'm going to turn up with a couple of friends then. Brilliant.
Cool.
Are any of them pen testy people?
Only in a software term.
Okay, so if any phantoms drop out the sky, then we know who to blame.
Just DJI, no.
Jack's prison tattoos.
Excellent.
Right. Thank you for tuning in again to Let's Drone Out. Massive shout out to all the sponsors and everyone who shows up and watches us live 8 till 9 on a Thursday on YouTube. Don't forget, if you have got any spare change, we have got a Patreon that helps keep Andrew/Frank sane and pays for our new editor that releases the episodes during the week, which is amazing, and he does a great job. Thank you.
Mega Brenda's in the chat. I've got a shout out to Mega Brenda. What's up, Mum?
Oh no way, Tony's mum.
Yes, sir. I don't know why the hell it's called Mega Brenda. She is Mega though, because she's a Mega Mum.
Yep.
Love you,
No,
Mum.
top lass. Hello, Tony's mum. This episode was sponsored by Tony's mum. You've been joined by Andrew/Frank,
Bye.
Andy RC.
Good evening, everyone.
Help the police. Don Robinson.
I managed not to swear this episode. Amazing.
I screwed that. We've been joined by NJ,
Cheers, guys. See you soon.
Tech, and my little Tone Star.
Sure.
When are you back?
Tuesday morning.
Oh God, zero.
I
Explanation.
can't even tell you about what's happened. My Dreamliner has been taken out of the sky. I can't fly home on a Dreamliner. They've all been done. The
What?
blades are wearing out on the Dreamliners apparently.
And when
Oh,
they get
no.
hit by hit by lightning, they blow up.
Tony, you're not
So
the guy
I'm-
through New York, are you?
No, I don't think so.
It's
Oh,
Jack
I'm in New-
smoking a
I'm in
fire.
New York at the weekend.
He burned himself. Brilliant.
Jack's got a new beauty spot. Look,
Oh man, ow.
courtesy of Zero's donation.
Thank you, Zero FPV.
Man. Oh, ow. Ow.
I think you just cooked the side of your pop shield as well, Jack.
Oh. Oh, ow.
Well, we knew this was going to happen at some point.
I should have been wearing my PPE.
We lose more hosts this way.
Oh, dear.
What?
Anyway, thanks
you
very
got
I love
much,
this show.
everyone.
You're all mad. I've got to go. I'll see you
Yeah,
later.
see you later.
Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
You've been enjoying Curry Kitten.